Why is it the number one rivalry game across the nation?
I mean, if you look back at it throughout time, it's like just built up, like the 10-year war, things like that. Both similar Rebecca, I don't know how to say his name, but Coach Woody Hayes, and like the rivalry, like it's a big game, honestly. And this is what you come here for.
And you didn't grow up in Ohio. What did you think of this rivalry growing up, and how much has it grown on you?
I'm from North Carolina, so I knew North Carolina Duke basketball, and I thought that was like a huge rivalry. But like us versus them, it's like just another level.
Why?
I don't know. It's a lot of added pressure to the game. Two great teams, very well coached teams, just going at it. You can just feel like the emotion like everybody has when it comes to this game.
Is a big reason it's different from maybe a Carolina and Duke is you guys only play once a year, as opposed to maybe Carolina and Duke playing 2 or 3 times a year, or is it? What do you think that's not even a factor?
I think that could add on to it. Carolina Duke, they play basketball, so you're gonna see them again. Versus, like you said, you only get one shot at this one, and like it's the end of the year, last game of the regular season. This is your one and only shot for this year, so why not get your best shot?
What's it like preparing for 2 different quarterbacks? I know Wilton Spate's injured, but there's talk that he might play. John O'Corn started last week. What's it like preparing for 2 different quarterbacks, especially in a big game like this?
It can be rough depending on if one's a runner or not. But I think they have a pretty solid foundation of what they're gonna do. Run the ball and throw when necessary. So as far as preparing for it, you got to basically get your base concepts down, and you just come out and play. Go to practice hard, get everything out of the way on Tuesday.
So much on the line this week. How hard is it to keep your emotions in check between now and Saturday?
The main thing is I just come out and I approach every day as if it was like last week. I'm just trying to enhance it and get better. I don't really.
Can you feel the excitement already?
I can, but like I said, I like right now I'm just focused on like today is my day off, but I put it towards film. Like that's what I do. That's what I do every week. I prepare every game the same. I just try to enhance and find better ways to get better and improve myself.
This is a fun one for you. You guys have Michael Jordan. Michigan's wearing these new Michael Jordan uniforms this year. They like their uniforms. You like your guy. Who do you think has the advantage here?
Michael Jordan.
Which one?
Ours. He's a rugged dude, big rugged guy. I like Mike. Everybody like Mike.
Tyquan, being from out of state, when you were growing up, how much did you recognize this rivalry, and how, when you got to Ohio State, did you formulate a respect, and do you have a respect for Michigan? And people say it's sometimes the hardest fought game that they'll ever play in, regardless of the level, and I'm just curious how you, growing up, kind of viewed it to how it changed when you got here.
Growing up, like, you heard about it, but like I said, where I'm from, North Carolina, you either pick between North Carolina or Duke, and that's just basketball. But like when I got here and like you see things, and like you saw the Mirror Lake jump, the gold pants, and things like that, and you hear about all these things, and like growing up, you just think about like, oh man, these people, their rivalry is like incredible. Like I just heard about it. Then like once you get here, you develop a whole new respect for the rivalry. Former players who played in the game, they'll talk about like how much they don't like them and things like that. But like you formulate your own thing that you have like in your mind, and you just respect it. You have to respect it. It's a hard fought game, real hard fought game. Playing in last year was a hard fought game. They come and bring it, we bring it, and that's what you look forward to.
You compared it to a basketball rivalry. Is there any college football rivalry that gets people excited in North Carolina?
I don't know. Honestly, like I like watching all the rivalries. When I was in North Carolina, I like watching all the rivalries. I like watching football, but I mean, North Carolina Duke is something like people look forward to in North Carolina. I mean, but I like football, so I like watching football rivalries. I think it was way better. You know, it's more physical.
With so many freshmen on your guys' team, there's going to be a lot of guys playing in this game for the first time. How do you, as an older guy, kind of like try to illustrate to them how, I mean, obviously it's number 2 versus number 3, so they understand the magnitude, but in terms of just the rivalry, how do you kind of help get that through their brains? And was there a moment when you played against them for the first time, you're like, okay, this is really real?
I mean, that starts in practice. You know, scout team. You know, the scout team has to they go as we go. So we come out and we have to have this mentality of just dominating, and that'll get a scout team going. And the scout team, I mean, they bring it week in, week out. So if they come and bring it just a little more harder, and you know, things like that, practice is harder. Everything is a lot more it's tough. I mean, it becomes a little tougher during this week, but the main thing is keeping composure, staying out of the way of distractions, staying focused on one goal in mind.